Hey, this is Gino Richter. Today I'm going to show you how to chop broccoli. I'm going to show you how to make a pan sauce so you can start being a better chef immediately. If you haven't gotten started on a meal plan, go to myrichterscale.com, but let's go to the kitchen first. I'm going to do some mushrooms. Whenever we chop, we want to use our knuckles as a guide. Protect our thumb. We'll tuck our thumb and we'll cut like that. And all I'm doing is really guiding with my finger. So you can really get some nice momentum. The more you practice, the better you get at all this stuff. Obviously, use the guide. There's no chance of me cutting my thumb right now because I'm just letting it slide. Look, slide, 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 slide. Making a pan sauce is always going to be the same format. First, we're going to cook the meat. We want those flavors to get into the pan. It's going to get browned. The little bits are going to be on the bottom of the pan. Alright, so we have some veal. Make sure that you're seasoning everything on both sides. Salt. So we put it on a low heat. Hazelnut oil. Potatoes. Just toss them in boiling water. Prosciutto always goes with veal. It's a thin veal anyway, so we don't really need that much heat in the pan. Fun way to cut a lemon without worrying about the seeds. You cut it a little bit off the center, and then you rotate. So center, center, and center, and then we have all the seeds that remain, and then when I need some lemon, which I will later, that's good to go without worrying about seeds. Next, we're gonna saute some vegetables. We want those flavors from the meat and the vegetables to get into the pan. But I'm gonna start adding some vegetables to saute them because I don't want that pan to start getting too hot. And when it gets too hot, things get burnt. We can toss in some of those mushrooms now. Sage is an earthy kind of thing. The black pepper, of course. Worcestershire sauce. So the point of this is to tie together your recipes. I was thinking earthy in this example. So start thinking about what flavor profiles really work together. You'll start making better dishes overall. Dijon. Chop up some garlic. Garlic is extremely delicate. So no more than 1 minute on a medium heat. Dry heat with garlic is not a good combination. You'll destroy your whole entire dish. Next step, we deglaze the pan. That means we use a liquid to get those browned bits, those really flavorful bits, into our sauce. I'm gonna try to flip this bad boy now. I want some of these brown bits in the pan for when we deglaze it. So when you make a pan sauce and cook the meat, we want the flavor that comes off of this meat to get into the pan. Those are actually really useful flavors that are in the pan. And see how it's coming off there. We're deglazing it now. Maybe like a tablespoon of the mustard. There's not that much stuff here. And equal parts Worcestershire sauce. So we're gonna mix that in. So we have this sauce. We goose this up a little bit more. Next thing we do is we goose up. That means we add some broth, we add some white wine, we add the bulk of our sauce. Let that reduce. After we goose up with broth, then we start letting it reduce. That's when the flavors really meld together. The density of the sauce becomes a little bit more full. Now I'm realizing I didn't put anything green in here, so why not? That's how cooking is, we do it on the fly. So I've added my prosciutto to the pan. Fennel's great. My guinea pigs love fennel, especially Harry. The heat started to go up a little bit. So the fennel stock, it's good. This is going back to the color trick. I like to think about what color's missing. You put in a little bit of lemon. I'm gonna put in some at the end. You wanna do your herbs so that the fresh flavors are the ones that are really remaining. I could put the meat in here so the meat absorbs some of that flavor that we've been creating in the pan. So once I crush these potatoes, I can put them in there. They'll absorb all that flavor if you put them in there. Turning up the heat now. Once it gets to a consistency that I feel comfortable with, then I can let it off the heat. Think about presentation during the cooking process. Don't wait until the end so that you have more options open. So let's think about colors, like I said. Think about what else is missing, right? There could be a tomato. If I had done tomatoes on the vine, that would be really gorgeous with this. If I do, you know, some roasted red peppers or elegant kind of, artichoke hearts provide a nice visual contrast. I'm gonna start seasoning. I'm gonna start putting in my lemon. I want a nice lemon flavor at the end. Still smelling the whole time, still trying to taste what's going on. It's absolutely delicious. You know, a little bit of pepper's good. Final step, season and herb. Those are the things that you want to maintain those flavors, those fresh flavors. So make sure you do it at the end so you can control that not everything is getting cooked off. If I toss parsley in the beginning of that dish, then it would not taste like parsley, quite honestly. But at the end, I have a really good chance of making that stick out. We'll toss in a little bit of salt. Remember, we have some salt off the actual meat itself that got in the pan. We have that prosciutto in there. I like to season at the end. So I actually like to turn off the heat right before the sauce is at where the thickness needs to be, because once the heat goes off and the bubbles go away, the sauce will thicken. Let's make something nice. Okay, prosciutto, we're gonna crisp that. Dry surface. Final steps, look how the color's matching. There's the prosciutto, always goes with lemon. We put it on the side. I chopped up some scallions really, really finely, and I'm just gonna pop that right there. This is an example of a meal prep, the Dijon, Worcestershire, the mushroom, onion. Point is, even though it's meal prep, it saves you some time. You prepare some things in advance, but this rosemary that we had before, we just put there in a garnish. Even if it's prepped stuff, try to make it look nice. I 3 lunches for work, out of it, pop a lid on it. Pretty nice for my pops. Okay, so final bullet points. It's a formula, and once you remember how it goes in what order, then you can immediately become an intermediate chef, at least. Always keep a broth around. It helps you control the temperature of your pan. It's gonna be a great way to make sauces, especially like this pan sauce. Always cook on a low temperature. It helps us avoid certain oils getting to certain smoke points. It avoids us from burning our pans, and it gives us more time to cook. So if you're learning how to cook, lower temperature is probably the way to start out. Be careful with garlic. Garlic can ruin an entire dish. So no more than 1 minute on a medium heat with garlic. Season at the end. The prosciutto and the salt that came off the veal in the first place put some salt in the pan. So if I had salted at the beginning, I would have been at capacity for that one particular flavor. You don't want to limit your options. Final thing, always think about colors. I mentioned what else could have been going in there. Who knows what else we could have done. The color trick is a great way to make you a better chef instantaneously. Thank you so much. My name is Gino Richter. Check out myrichterscale.com. Get started on a meal plan. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.